For the final project, um, you can use the grid view lab assignment from lesson 11, or you can use the CSS grid lab assignment from the second part of lesson 11 as the foundation for the final project. You will notice that a lot of the final project requirements were also requirements in those two assignments. So that'll give you a nice head start. There are some additional requirements in this final project that were not in the lab assignments. Okay, so that is what you will have to add. You do need print and screen CSS. Okay, and you should have a final project folder. In the folder, you should have a media folder and a CSS folder. Okay, and while you're creating the project, you should be thinking about the design aspects because in the showcase, you're going to have to address those. Okay, and then I've listed out the minimum HTML requirements. Okay, the minimum CSS and print CSS. So you've got your screen and your print CSS. You'll notice that you have to include a Google or a custom font. You need an icon bar. You need to include at least one CSS3 transition or animation. If you include the icon bar, you may have the transition already. So you may have met that requirement with the icon bar, depending on how you coded it. You are also going to need JavaScript. You'll need to include a JavaScript event handler, a function, or a method. Okay. And then you have requirements for your print CSS. The link to the term project should be on the assignment page. And most importantly, make sure you test that final project live to make sure that it displays properly. Okay, and this is kind of a summary of how the points lay out. The scoring rubric, this checklist, is just another way of looking at the requirements. Okay, so there's the more conversational text, or this pretty much gets right to the point. So, whichever way you prefer, the requirements are the same. Okay, I actually like the checklist better, but I gave you guys both, so you can do whatever you prefer. The Dropbox, you should go in and do done when that project is ready for grading. And I do have a rubric set up for this. And you can kind of take a look and see, what you're going to get points for. As far as the showcase, I've got the instructions, which we've looked at a couple times now, but you're going to be doing a PowerPoint. You need to address these talking points in the PowerPoint. Okay, and then you're going to convert it over into a video, and the video can be uploaded to the discussion. If you are using Google Slides and you're not using PowerPoint, then you're going to have to make sure that you add a link to the Google slide and that you make it accessible for everybody who has the link. If your Google slide is private, we can't view it. Okay, so you have to make it public. Okay, and after you have created the slideshow, okay, then what you're going to do is post it to the discussion forum. Okay, so what you need is a link to your final project, and you need the video uploaded or a link to the Google slide. Okay. After you post, then you're going to review your peers. Post or reply to at least 4 term projects. And what you should include is what you like best about the projects and any suggestions for improvements or enhancements. Okay, so I want positive feedback. And your showcase is due by the 3rd, and then you have a while before the peer review is due. Now, peer review is not due until the end of the semester. Okay, so that is your term project. Um, and I am really excited to see what you guys create. The projects are always really fun to look at and to grade.